Welcome to the Randy Report. I'm Randy Slovacek, your host. I'm also the writer and editor of therandyreport.com, where you can find me every single day on the internet reporting on the daily news cycle in terms of politics, pop culture, and entertainment news of interest to the LGBTQ community and its allies. In this week's headlines, a memorandum just made public details Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's demands of Scouting America in order to continue the Pentagon's long-standing support. Anti-LGBTQ billboards in Ohio were met with a wave of pushback from locals. And new music from the country music supergroup, the Cowgays. All that and more in this episode of The Randy Report. James Dale, the plaintiff in the landmark Supreme Court case Boy Scouts of America v. Dale, has obtained a memorandum of understanding between the U.S. Department of Defense and Scouting America. The memorandum made public today outlines several of the conditions Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth demanded of the scouting group in order to continue the Pentagon's long-standing support. The Scouts and the military have long held close ties. For example, the military provides logistical support for the National Jamboree, and some Scout troops meet on or near U.S. military bases. The memorandum, signed February 24, 2026, by Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and Scouting America CEO Roger Crone, ties the department's continued partnership with Scouting America directly to an executive order titled Ending Illegal Discrimination and Restoring Merit-Based Opportunity. Among the commitments it documents are Scouting America agreeing to discontinue its Citizen in Society merit badge, which had encouraged Scouts to explore concepts of diversity, equity, inclusion, and identity. Also, restrict membership applications to male and female designations based on sex at birth only, and bar biological boys and girls, as well as adult leaders, volunteers, and staff, from sharing toilets, showers, or tents across all of its programs, including Scouts BSA, Venturing, Sea Scouts, and Exploring. In exchange, the department agreed to waive registration fees for military families and introduce a new military service merit badge. The National Jamboree is underway now in West Virginia, where the changes described in the memorandum are already visible on the ground, including the elimination of dedicated gathering spaces for LGBTQ scouts, women, and scouts of color that had been part of previous jamborees. Some scouts who had planned to attend the event in West Virginia said they backed out because Scouting America scrapped the inclusion initiatives that it had celebrated for many years. Previously known as Boy Scouts of America, the group allowed openly gay youth to join starting in January 2014 and lifted the ban on openly gay adult leaders in July 2015. The organization rebranded as Scouting America in 2024 to emphasize inclusion following the 2018 decision to allow girls in the scouting ranks. Billboard ads from a Seattle-based organization called Them Before Us began popping up across rural Ohio in July as part of its campaign against LGBTQ families. The billboard reads, "No child has two dads, no child has two moms," with the two dads and two moms in rainbow lettering. Them Before Us is an anti-LGBTQ organization that wants to end marriage equality, in vitro fertilization, and no-fault divorce. The organization uses phrases like protecting children to hide behind their anti-LGBTQ and anti-feminist advocacy. Equality Ohio pushed back against the billboard's messaging in a statement which read in part, "These billboards don't just attack LGBTQ families, they erase every Ohio kid whose home doesn't fit a narrow manufactured mold. They tell real children with real families that they don't count." end quote. In response to the hateful messaging, a local organization in Dayton called Have a Gay Day launched a fundraiser to put up digital counter billboards. The group's initial goal was $500, but in 48 hours raised over $18,000. That money funded digital billboards carrying the messages, "Many children have two dads," "Many children have two moms," and "You are loved." At a Lima City Council meeting, Council President Jamie Dixon shared that as a foster kid, he was bullied for being different. He said he was relieved to see Have a Gay Day's more affirming billboards, adding, quote, "I do believe in the First Amendment, but I don't think the freedom of speech should come at the expense of hurting a young kid's feelings," end quote. Boy George recently came under fire for releasing a pro-Israel song titled "We Will Dance Again" that appears to deny genocide in Gaza and calls pro-Palestine supporters sheep. The Culture Club frontman is receiving a ton of backlash as his social media was flooded with angry people who called out his, quote, narcissist move to release a song denying a mass genocide. Many were quick to reference a case back to 2007 where George was sentenced to 15 months in jail for falsely imprisoning a male escort, handcuffing him to a wall, and beating him with a metal chain. George actually responded to a few people on social media defending the new track and even saying, quote, "I call it pro-peace." He also seemingly confirmed using AI to produce the song, which earned even more pushback from fans. Following that, Boy George has withdrawn from the West End revival of Jesus Christ Superstar just days before he was set to appear in the role of King Herod. Also, as I searched today, his new song doesn't appear on any major music platforms. But let's celebrate some upbeat new music. The country supergroup The Cowgays, consisting of out-recording artists Brooke Eden, Chris Houseman, and Adam Mack, dropped their new single, "Been Done Did That," a track that humorously reflects on moving past old expectations like trying to fit into traditional religious molds. With the 90s country sparkle in their eyes, the Cowgays are nothing if not committed to rekindling their love of Faith Hill and Shania Twain for modern world, lighting a match in much the same way as those trailblazers, only super gay. Let's take a listen to the sassy new single from the Cowgays, "Been Done Did That," now available on all major music platforms.
Some strangers telling me that I need Jesus through the window of my Prius, and I should get my ass to church.
Get the ring, have the babies, act a little more like a lady. Settle down and say yes, sir.
I've been called worse by bed, but it ain't changed me yet. Yeah, greater men have tried, so you can save your breath.
Been done, did that, ain't gonna do that again. Oh no.
Yeah, I've been burned, lesson learned, finally loved the boots out of men. Amen. Well, I did the thing, I bought the shirt,
I threw it in the trash.
ain't going back, been done, did that. They tell me wipe that makeup off your face, pretty boy, you're pretty brave. Man up and tone it down. I've been called worse by better, but it ain't changed me yet. Yeah, greater men have tried, so you can save your breath and put that shit to bed.
Been done, did that, ain't gonna do that again. Oh no.
Yeah, I've been burned, lesson learned, finally loved the boots out of men. Amen. Well, I did the thing, I bought the shirt,
I threw it in the trash.
And that brings me to the end of this episode of The Randy Report. If you enjoy catching up on LGBTQ news in a quick podcast, I'd appreciate it if you'd share it with your friends. I like to think of The Randy Report as the 60 minutes of gay news, only shorter. And remember, you can find me every single day on the internet at therandyreport.com, where I cover the daily news cycle in terms of politics, pop culture, and entertainment news of interest to the LGBTQ community and its allies. Thanks for listening, folks. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.